the world's best defender right now, and Turkish LDN is ready to stand on that statement, and Fuad is here to argue against it. So boys, who wants to start with this one?
Well, I can't lie, I think it's harder to argue against Saliba being the best.
Against?
So I'm going to let you go first.
For me, that's already outlandish. We're starting.
Are you so shocked?
Listen, I love Saliba, and I think a lot of Saliba's love definitely has some recency bias to it, for me anyway. I think when we talk about best centre-backs in the world right now, it's hard for me to ignore Rudiger.
Yeah.
The big dog, Rudiger, the big stages for Germany, for Real Madrid, what he's done this season, the way he's locked up Haaland. We saw what we saw.
Yeah.
And even, it's not just this year. Rudiger's been doing this for about 4 years now. The only time we don't see this maybe when Rudiger's out injured. But every time Rudiger's been available for the past 2 or 3 years, for me, easily one of the best centre-backs in the world. And in this year has cemented that spot. Even if you don't want to talk Rudiger, I give you Araujo at Barcelona, who I think is a top defender. Now, has bozo moments. Obviously, people will remember.
Araujo made you bring this over there.
People will remember. People remember the red card in the Champions League. But this guy, I'm telling you he's good. He is a top defender. And if you're talking Saliba, how far ahead is he? I'm sorry. I'm looking at Araujo. You've been doing this more.
So you put him ahead.
He's put Ruben Diaz as well. Let's not forget. So I'm giving you. I'm giving you 3 names. Rudiger is at the top of the list. I'm giving you. Then you've got Diaz. You've got Araujo. Saliba has guys to contend with before he can even chat to Rudiger. So all of this Saliba chat.
The Rudiger start was strong, but
I'll be honest.
Bro, I'm sorry. I've given you 3 solid names.
Okay, Araujo. I'm not gonna bother arguing that because in my opinion, I like him, he's good, but Saliba tops him. Now we're talking Rudiger and who else did you mention?
Diaz.
Diaz, okay. Them two have been at the 2 best clubs in the last 3 years. You also mentioned recency bias. What more can it be other than recency? Saliba's 2? 23? He's only had the 3rd season in the Premier League. Of those 3 seasons, he was the best twice.
And guess
People tried to argue 2 seasons
Ruben
ago, but last season he was definitely the best, if not top 2 the season before.
You know what Ruben Diaz was doing in his first season? Came and improved City's defence. Premier League title,
can I ask,
Champions League the next year.
What's more difficult to do? Because
do you see the difference?
I hear that.
What's more
and it was like impact. You saw the difference Diaz made. So 100%, I understand the difference Saliba made, but Diaz has done that as well.
After Company, there was a little struggle. Diaz come in and he kind of settled the shit. But it's Man City, it's Pep Guardiola. Now remember where Arsenal's defence was. And yes, over time, Ben White comes in, Gabriel comes in.
Oh, come on, Gabriel.
But our defence didn't calm down. Our defence didn't calm down. And Gabriel
that's another name, Gabriel.
Gabriel didn't start improving to what we're seeing now until Saliba was his partner. So big up Rudiger, but for me, Rudiger is best suited as Saliba's partner. Big up Diaz, in my opinion, he's not touching Saliba or Rudiger. So I'll give you the Rudiger argument.
What does Saliba have over them?
But age.
Oh, come on. Just because you're born a couple of years later, man, want to be better.
Who's the best right now?
His quality is up there with them at this age.
I don't know.
At this age.
I think potentially we can see it.
He's different to Rudiger in terms of the style of defending. So that's why I think they'd complement each other perfectly.
Yeah.
And it might come down to which style you prefer. But if we're talking modern football, if we're talking a boss in defence in terms of the modern aspect, I think Rudiger's character is more of an old school centre-back box, the Puyols, that era. Saliba just calmly plays out the back.
Rudiger's passing ability as well.
The way he tackles, it's not like he's ever breaking a sweat. Saliba just does everything in his own way, in his own style. And now he's broken into the France team. As we sit here now, they've conceded only 1 goal in this Euro tournament. They are still in the tournament because of their defence. Now, all that narrative about Konate, Deschamps not starting, that's gone now. He is France's best central defender. France are one of the best nations in world football.
Rudiger and Ruben Diaz, this tournament, have been doing the exact same for Portugal and France. Still in the tournament, keeping clean sheets. And them two individually as well have actually had incredible tournaments. Do you know the other thing as well? You just defeated your own argument. Because what is this conversation? Who is the best defender? Right now. Man's talking to me about ball playing and all this and that. When we talk about raw defenders, he said it himself. Rudiger is ahead.
He said he'll give him that.
Raw.
He said he'll give him that.
We're talking best defender,
right? We are.
And he just mentioned that Rudiger and Diaz are doing similar. Saliba's been the best centre-back in the tournament, in my opinion. But this is Saliba's first starts at this level for France. Rudiger's been there. Diaz has been there. These men have started games year in, year out for their national sides.
Saliba was there last World Cup.
Broski, he was on the bench.
He's on the bench.
Come on. Come on, you can't bring that back up now.
Scrub and boots.
You can't bring that back up now. You can't bring that back up now.
Christian Romero was lifting, because I didn't even bring.
How are you going to bring Christian?
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying. No.
you need to chill. You need to chill.
Don't make me judge this.
Because I like what you're saying, but you're bringing up too many brothers right now.
Hey.
Wow, that was wild.
Offensively, he's an aerial threat as well.
Oh.
I think he's a bigger aerial threat than Diaz, not Rudiger, but Diaz, yeah?
Yeah. So for me, Rudiger is like the barrier you're not breaking. I'm saying.
Can I ask you a final question? I think it's coming up to 5 minutes. Can I ask you final question? Final question, yeah? How much is Rudiger worth and how much is Saliba worth if they was to move next week?
That's an age conversation.
Age.
That's
I'm shutting it down.
Work there.
Tell
me the number. Tell me the number.
That is
Tell me the number.
The question.
No.
So
I've asked you a question, please.
So if I reduce Rudiger's age
Don't reduce anything.
to Saliba's age, can we talk then?
No. Well, I've asked you a simple question. If they're both to move next
This
week,
is nasty. I refuse to answer.
or let me ask you, who's the most expensive centre back in the world right now?
Ruben Diaz, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
To see?
Who's the most expensive?
Who's got the highest market value?
Who's
Market value, what? The stuff that's made up by nerds on the internet. Oh, we don't listen to that.
But the fact of the matter, if I've asked you about
who's been
next
copped
week,
for the most money?
if I asked you
Who's
about
been copped? Who's been told that price tag on your head? You're the most expensive.
Who? Diaz. We've already dismissed Diaz at the argument. It's back. It's Rudiger here we're talking about.
You have. I'm saying
Diaz ain't-
you're chatting to Diaz and them, man.
You
Don't
think
chat to Rudiger.
Pep won't? You think
You're
Pep
not
won't?
chatting to
You
Rudiger.
think Pep won't swap Diaz for Saliba?
Age. Once again,
Wait,
he's using the age.
Let's shut it down.
He's using the age. He's an ageist for an
shut it
old head
down.
as well.
Ageist.
For an old head to do this.
Let's shut it down. Let's shut it down. Because I know what Turkish trying to do. It's very clever. We didn't ask who was the higher market value defender. We didn't ask who was the younger defender. We didn't ask who had the most potential. The question was, who is the best defender?
Okay, what's the
now?
best league in the world?
And I think,
What's the best league in the world?
I think you have sacrificed it, even in the argument, by saying Rudiger. But
I didn't say Rudiger's better.
it felt like you did.
No, I
but
didn't say Rudiger.
these are my points from observation. Now, you bringing up Romero nearly killed you. I'll be
Hey,
honest, because I
just wanted to get. I just mentioned he's a World Cup.
That was-
while
Yo,
Where's
was
our 10 seconds?
I'm not gonna lie, you man overdone the 10.
No, we need our 10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds, because I have come to my conclusion. Unless you can change it in the last 10 seconds,
Yes.
I've come to my
I have
my
nothing to
conclusion.
say.
So go on.
Go for it.
10 seconds, yeah? Best league in the world, best defense in the world. Now at France, best defense in the Euros right now. Youngest, most transfer value. Broski. How many more things do you want, bro? He can head, he can play out the back, he can tackle.
You know what? If this was FIFA, he would have sold me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get you like that.
Yeah.
Real life football.
This guy's doing the
Rudiger is the
Mandem
best
thing. Don't
defender in the
fall for
world.
it. Don't fall for the Mandem
This
thing.
is Rudiger's world.
Ah,
The rest of the
that's
centre
it,
backs
that's
are just
it,
living
that's
in
it,
it.
I'm judging this based upon the fact that Rudiger, from Chelsea Champions League winning time,
Who would you take at Chelsea
which
next
was
week? Who
the
would
best
you take
defence.
at Chelsea
You've
next
had
week?
experience.
which was the
No, let
best,
me ask
which
this
was the best
question.
defence
Let me
in
ask
Champions
this
League
question. Let me ask this
history,
question.
really.
Matisse,
Well, no,
who
no,
in
no,
the
our time
knockouts?
is up.
Hold
Our
on.
time is up.
In the knockouts.
Who would he take?
From that period all the way to now, in the Euros, right, with Germany and obviously with Madrid, I'm looking at Saliba and Gabriel as a partnership, but it was partly Saliba in the Champions League this year. When it came to crunch time, he did make a very big error that you just can't make at this level. He still has to close a trophy, a major trophy.
What
To
big
be the
error?
best defender,
What big
you've
error?
got to finish off the job. Now, you saw it
was shaky.
It was a
It was shaky.
it was a few errors.
Bayern.
I don't want to get into
error.
specifics. But this
Shaky.
isn't an AFTV.
We can find
This is not
some
AFTV
stuff,
insight.
but,
you know.
I don't have James B by my side, but I don't want to get into
Broski,
the.
you're
I don't want to
just-
get into the insights.
Give
But
me the volcano sauce, because you're rounding up to some nonsense, bro.
I
All
just-
I'm going to say to you,
Saliba-
you would take Saliba next week ahead of
Yeah, but
Rudiger.
it's not about the
And
next 10
Rudiger's in
years.
his prime. So how you man arguing this
Prime-
age thing?
because
he is in his
How
prime
old is
and
Rudiger?
he's
30s.
He's in
This
his
is what we're calling prime
30
now.
for a centre back. Yeah, that's prime.
He's
bro.
at his peak, and he
Oh,
is
32. Yeah,
at his
still, end the
peak,
prime.
in my opinion, the better defender right,
Is he 32,
right
yeah?
now. So
Fucking
Turkish, unfortunately,
Volcano sauce. Volcano for volcano,
sauce
real
for you,
men,
brother.
yeah?